Hi everyone, this is Bridget from the PlannerSpeechie. Welcome. Today I'm going to be planning for December 21st through the 25th in my Sadie Stickers vertical planner. This is a kit from GrandPlans called Holiday Reading. I picked this up several months ago and I have to tell you, um, this was unlike a lot of the art that I saw coming out. I really wanted something bookish and fun. I did use similar colors the previous week, so that's my only regret is that I didn't really change anything up. But I loved these like vintage 1940s, 1950s patterns. I thought this was really pretty and I enjoyed all of the extra full boxes that came with this kit. There were so many different ones with people, with women reading. And then there was this gorgeous double box that I really, really loved. So I thought this would be a really fun one to use. I printed this special bundle from AliciaCraft and I foiled it myself in red. It had lots of really fun book quotes on it, including "All I want for Christmas is a good book," or 20. "'Tis the season to enjoy a good book." Um, and then there was lots of overlays and headers. This says "A cozy blanket, a crackling fire, a cuddly pet, and a Christmas book. Merry Bookmas." I just loved all of the art that came with this. So, and then these were the underlays, and you can't really tell, but those are little books hung on string lights there. So this actually went with a kit called Bookish Christmas that she offers. That font sampler is from Carly Plans, and it was a Christmas font that came with the kit. So I actually wanted it goes with very specific art, which I may purchase for next year. I thought it was really pretty and I loved the quotes in this. I thought they worked perfectly with this kit even though they weren't designed to go with this kit. And I realized after I printed it and foiled everything and done everything, um, the art for Grand Plans, it's really pretty. And I was like, I really haven't seen this anywhere else. Why haven't I seen this anywhere else? And now I'm starting to realize, looking at it, that this might be AI generated art. Um, so I try to avoid doing stuff like that because I really want to support the artists who are working really, really hard to make these sticker kits like work for us. I know that it's a lot of work to make these things, and if this is not AI generated art and the artist is out there and can tell me, "Hey, it's not AI," like, I will apologize profusely because I don't want anyone to feel demeaned by that, but, um, just something to think about, when you're being careful about where you're purchasing things. Obviously, I don't want anybody to feel othered or judged for what they put in their planners, like, that's not what this is, and I love the art for this. I really think the art is beautiful. Um, but it did occur to me many months later that perhaps this is what this is, and this is why there were so many full boxes. Um, because this would take a person, I would imagine, weeks and weeks and weeks to come up with this art. So, anyway, please don't hate me for using it. It didn't occur to me until after I did that that could be what this is. So, um, anyway, so I decided to use that giant double box, and then I put some more girls reading on the inside, and then I ended up having this extra um, underlay there and just kind of layered it on top. So I used 4 full boxes on the side. That one with the hot chocolate at the top is kind of my favorite, aside from the bookshop ones. And then I had these leftover red and green from the Kevin kit that I did a couple weeks ago. I just saved that, and then I thought it would go perfectly with this. So I used some of those fancy headers there, even though I had tons of headers in the printed kit that I foiled myself. So anyway, moving on. Um, This was my Christmas week. So, if you haven't watched the previous Plan with Me, I had just flown back home to New York. I was only going to be in New York for about, I think it was 9 days. So normally when I come back for Christmas, I'm here for a solid 2 weeks or however long I can stay, and I fly back like January 1st. Um, that did not happen this year because I had a doctor's appointment on the 30th that I had to be back in Charlotte for, so I flew back home on the 29th, which meant that I had a really, really quick time in New York City. So for my friends who are watching this, if I didn't get to see you, it's not because I didn't want to, it's because I just had 0 time to do anything. And I feel lucky that I got to see the people that I was able to see. So, um but anyway, I'm just putting some of the overlays on top there. The red is really gorgeous. The red is foil that I purchased from Mink, and I have a Mink machine, and then I printed the AliciaCraft pages using my LaserJet printer, and then um, I foiled it myself. So any flaws or issues with either the printed kit or the printed foiled stuff, like those are my errors and my errors alone. Um, but yeah, the underlays were pretty bold, I have to say. I covered the majority of them up on the left hand side of the planner. Because Christmas Eve and Christmas Day get 2 full columns, and then Saturday, Sunday, and Monday only got 1. And I did a lot on those days. I probably could have stretched this week out into 2 separate weeks, and I thought about it. But yeah, I didn't. So anyway, and then I decided to use these like bookish headers with the open book. It kind of looks like a mountain if you're not looking very closely at it, which I thought was kind of neat also. So I put all of the like headers across horizontally. So the second ones are just kind of scattered Christmas and books and ornaments. And then the third set of headers matches the underlays. It's just string lights with different bulbs on them. But they looked really, really good on the page. So I think that is the majority of the base, and we're going to get into the day by day. Excuse me. So on Saturday, and we can zoom in quite a bit. All right. So on Saturday, I opened my advent calendar on December 21st. That little red bulb is a freebie from Caress Press that I got with my order. So the first thing we did is I was at my in-laws' house, and so I had breakfast with my in-laws, and that was really fun. Uh, and it was really, really cold in New York City, and it doesn't get this cold in Charlotte. So I had a coat that was just not appropriate for New York weather, and my mother-in-law had this coat that she'd purchased. She'd only worn it once. It was too small for her, and she said, "Do you want it?" And I put it on, and it was like the perfect coat. And I was so grateful to her because a coat like that would have cost like $120 at Macy's, and she just gave it to me. So I was really, really grateful to her. And for lunch, I stayed there for lunch. We ordered L&B pizza, L&B Spumoni Gardens. So for those of you traveling to New York for the first time and you don't know where to get pizza, travel on down to Brooklyn and get yourself some Spumoni Gardens. Don't go to the one in Dumbo. I'm not even 100% sure it's open yet. Go to the one all the way down in Bath Beach. You will not be disappointed. Okay. So after I had lunch with my in-laws, I left and went to reunite with my mom and dad, who I hadn't seen since July. So it'd been a really long time since I'd last seen them. We went out and got a Christmas tree in the neighborhood because they hadn't purchased one yet. So we did that in Cobble Hill, Brooklyn. And it was kind of a disaster, but we did it. I ordered Indian food for takeout. My parents haven't really ordered a lot of Indian food, and I was like, no, no, this will be good. You'll love this. And so we watched A Charlie Brown Christmas. So that was a really good first day in New York. Then I woke up feeling very congested. I'd clearly gotten something on the plane. I did get my flu shots and my COVID boosters in October, so I was confident that it wasn't the flu, but I did feel very congested. It was an upper respiratory infection that gradually moved down to my chest, which is why I still sound like this weeks later, but it was totally manageable and not a huge deal. That feeling down or feeling rough is from Stick with the Plan Co. I opened my advent calendar. I had breakfast with my dad. Um, that icon is a freebie from Caress Press. I did a bunch of online deliveries, including some groceries and just a couple of little gifts, that last minute gifts that I hadn't purchased. But the online deliveries were really because I felt bad that my parents were, taking me in and I was going to eat foods that they don't normally eat. So I just paid for those myself. We did end up going grocery shopping. I went to Sahadi's, which is my favorite place to buy anything in Brooklyn. Please go there. It's been around for decades. And then I went to Barnes and Noble to pick up a quick gift for my friend. And then I went to my friend Chloe had a Christmas cookie party. Maybe it wasn't Christmas. It was just a cookie party, but I got there right away and I loved it. I loved seeing her. She had a brand new apartment that I'd never been to before, so it was like a housewarming slash cookie event. And then her birthday, which is Chloe Miss, was coming up. I got to see Ada and her daughter and Luis, her husband, and it was like the best day ever. I loved being there in her house. And I know she watches these videos. She told me. So shout out to Chloe. Thanks for watching, hun. Um, so then I went home after the party and I spent a little time with my parents. We watched Elf and the SNL Christmas special, and it was a really good day. um, on the 23rd, I woke up and there was actually snow on the ground. This was a very big deal because it was so close to Christmas, and I thought, "Oh, maybe we'll have a white Christmas." So that will be really fun. I was still sick, so I made sure to drink lots and lots of tea all day long. I opened my advent calendar, and then my dad had a situation where the taxes that they had filed with their accountant a few years ago, they got a notification from the IRS saying that they hadn't received the taxes. They received the money for the taxes, but they hadn't received the paperwork that was filed with it, which is very odd. But I mean, it's better to have paid for it, I guess, than so I was trying to help him with those forms, and like everything that could go wrong went wrong. Like there was no ink in the printer, so I had to handwrite a letter for him to go with the documents. We had to make sure that all of the documents were copies and not originals because you don't want to send originals through the mail. Um, and it was just kind of a hot mess, but like I just did it. um, and I'm glad I was able to help him. So that was good. I had a lunch date with my friend Lynette. We went to Bibliotech, which is this really cute, um hold on. Oh, okay, sorry. Bibliotech, which is a really cute, cafe slash bookstore, and we did that. That was really fun. And I got to see her in person, which I never get to see her in person. After that, we came home and my parents and I went to Wegmans. We got some groceries. We came home after getting groceries and we had pulled out all the Christmas decorations. So we started to put the Christmas decorations up. We watched National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation and drank hot chocolate in the evening. So now, fast forward to Christmas Eve. I had a really cute sampler from My Beautiful Mess Plans Co. So I just used that to mark Christmas Eve. I opened my advent calendar. I was very, very sick at this point, openly sneezing, congested. I didn't have a fever. I had an elevated temperature, but no fever. So my body was definitely fighting something. But It was kind of a bummer because I really, really wanted to go to midnight mass, and I was just afraid that if I went, I was gonna make other people sick or feel sick, and there's nothing worse than coughing through a mass with a bunch of older people after COVID. Like, it's just not great. So, um, this says Christmas shopping. I'm trying to remember what I did. Um, oh, I went to the Christmas market to pick up medication for myself. I went to CVS, and the Christmas market was open and they had cinnamon buns and breads and other baked goods. So I just bought those and brought them home. We came home and I helped my dad hang lights on the tree, and then we spent some time decorating the tree. Um, I put on one of the my favorite TV specials of all time, A Very Murray Christmas. It's on Netflix. It's Bill Murray. It's shot by Sofia Coppola, and it's got some great music. And it's the whole thing takes place in Bevelman's Bar. So really, really fun. I love it. I watch it every year. And then I used um, a sampler thing to mark that I was getting ready because I traditionally have Christmas Eve dinner with my in laws. So that's what that was. I took a cab to Brooklyn. I was not feeling well, but I had taken a lot of cold medicine. And then um, we did have dinner. My mother in law made four different kinds of fish. We had mussels, fried shrimp, baked clams, um, sole. It was delicious. Um, and then I went home with the intention of going to church in the evening, but it just didn't happen. I was so sick. And excuse me. It was just I was devastated because I really, really wanted to go home to go to church. And then we couldn't find it streaming anywhere. So that was, like, depressing. Um, but on the 25th, it was Christmas, so I used this really cute Carly Plans sticker to mark that it was Merry Christmas. Um, those scripts are from Caress Press. I did get up early and just wrapped a few presents that Santa had not finished wrapping. For breakfast, we did have the cinnamon rolls that I had picked up at the Christmas market, and that was really nice. I did open my advent calendar as well because there's always a 25th day of Advent, and that was really special. Um, my husband came over. He'd been staying with his parents this whole time, so I was really excited to see him. He was also not feeling well. I think we picked up the same bug on the plane, so that was kind of a bummer, but we did get to open presents together as a family, and that was so special. After we opened presents, my husband and my mom each took naps. Um, and while they were taking naps, I did start to build a Lego Christmas tree with my dad. It was one of the presents that I'd gotten him for Christmas. We like to build Lego together, it's kind of our tradition. And this was before Lego architecture got really, really expensive. Um, and then I just used a little sticker to mark that we enjoyed our gifts. We like looked at everything again. We were playing with things. We were listening to Christmas music. It was just a nice, calm Christmas. There wasn't a ton of stuff going on. There wasn't a lot of fighting. There wasn't a lot of anxiety. It was much, much better than the previous year. So, and you can't really ask for more than that for things to be better than they were from the year before. Um, and then I did mark a little once more with love that to mark that I got ready. I put on a cute little outfit, and then we took a cab to go to dinner. So my parents' oven has been broken for a long time. So instead of cooking dinner at home, we usually go out for dinner, which is really fun. So my mother had made reservations at this place called Verde on Smith, which served Italian food. And we took a cab, which meant that everybody could drink and nobody had to worry about parking, which is like a real thing in New York City. If you know, you know. I'm sorry you can't see what I'm doing. I'm not 100% sure what I'm doing, but there we go. We took a cab to dinner, and then we had dinner at Verde on Smith. And then after dinner, we took a cab home and just relaxed at home for a little bit and had some wine and just relaxed. It was lovely. It was a beautiful Christmas. Um, so I really enjoyed this Christmas altogether. It was very quick, but relaxing and fun. And I'm looking forward to what next year will bring. Um, at this point in the plan with me, my cat had been kind of circling me, and she's going to make an appearance in just a few seconds when I try and show you the whole spread. I didn't have deco. There was no deco that came with this kit, but I did have this beautiful washi from Sadie Stickers. And then I had a bunch of gold foiled Sadie Stickers icons. So I just sort of sprinkled those throughout the top of that spread. So I had sleighs and stockings and um, this little Christmas village with snow coming down off of it just was perfect for this. So I used that up at the top to kind of even out the whole spread. So there you have it. That was my Christmas week. It was lovely. It was charming. I loved putting this whole thing together. You're going to see my cat Eloise in just a moment. And yeah, this was really fun. I hope everyone had a wonderful holiday season. And if you didn't, there's always next year. Please don't give up. That's Eloise checking out my work, making sure that everything looks okay. She's gotten more into my planning recently, so you're going to see her in a lot more videos coming up. But thank you so much for watching, and please stay tuned for the next plan with me, which is coming your way very shortly. Have a good one, guys. Take care.